alluding to. It's like what he's saying is that as a man, as he continues to, you know, get better and continue to improve in his life, he just want to explore the world. Like we don't want to box ourselves in. You see nowadays that with with social media, with everything that's going on, like everyone has these options, and everybody has the right to explore those options. We all live in this country, and we have certain rights. So if we have the right and we think that and believe that we should want to go out, then that should be something that we should want to explore, especially if you're a responsible adult. We're not talking about these idiots that go across seas and act a fool. We're talking about people that actually can come together, understand what they're doing, being responsible, and then just being held accountable. And then if it's something that doesn't work out for them, then that's how they'll know how to judge their situation. But we got to get that person right, because I was told, go to college, do this, and then now I'm in a situation where, like you said, you're in debt. You're trying to figure out what's going to happen. But in the beginning, it was different. They was like, yeah, go explore college. But now it's like I'm dealing with this shit, and it's crazy now. So I'm looking for answers. So that's my take on it. I mean,
This
I
is
have
some bullshit.
I have a passport, so I'm trying to definitely explore those options. So
Only the people in the States.
And that's why just a product of globalization of the dating market.
Say that.
Is this just a product of the world growing to the point where everything is globalized, where men and women, like, you can
Everybody's
literally be
connected.
DM'd by
You're
anybody
connected.
in the world?
I agree.
And the internet allowed this, in the past 20 years. We couldn't even fathom it before that, Like, so is this what's causing these men to want to do this? Is it really their fault to want to leave the country to find more traditional women? Do you think that women are still traditional today in the United States, or not as much?
I think definitely women are traditional because I'm definitely a traditional type. I think that I just look at the, I think.
A little bit.
Sorry.
Voice is soft.
I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, if you want to go to the country, want to go outside of the U.S. and you want to find a girl out there, I think there's no problem with that. I think if you want someone foreign, is what I'm assuming, right?
No, that's not what that is.
Okay,
Let me ask you a question. Well,
Okay.
describe traditional,
Yeah, because
I really want to know what you think that is.
Well, traditional. I mean, I don't know what you mean by
Well,
traditional.
give me five points that a traditional woman that describes a traditional woman.
Maybe she cooks, cleans,
Okay,
she works.
Those first two, that shit is gone.
Okay, well, that's what I think when I think traditional woman, because I think that's old-fashioned.
Well,
No,
well,
these-
so
they don't
I mean,
even- they
she's
don't
still
even
in the
know how to cook.
country,
They-
and she says that she's a traditional woman, so they're not all gone because she's right here.
So then
No.
I'm gonna just ask the question. So
That's why I
with
said
you being a
where's Waldo?
traditional, with you being a traditional woman, are you basically telling us that you're a virgin?
I didn't know being a traditional woman was being a virgin.
that
I
is
mean,
the
you're looking
true
for virgin
traditional.
Mary.
Oh, that's
then.
the true traditional. One of the
that-
definitions of being
if you go back,
traditional. If you go back
yeah,
in a certain amount of time frame, is that typically traditional women was basically taught to preserve their value, which is in their sexuality, which is their virginity. So I would argue that we're not as well, women is not as traditional as they say or claim that they are, and that's where it becomes an issue, because we're kind of like mixing apples here. So
50 years ago.
I do think, like, with 2022, like with all the younger, the younger dating generation, I think that a lot of people use Uber Eats, DoorDash.
So it's less traditional.
I think it's less traditional if women don't cook. Yes,
No, not that they don't
Oh.
cook. It's the fact that they don't know how to cook.
Oh, if they don't know how to cook, they need to learn how to cook.
They ain't doing that either. They're not learning a lot.
It is very rare of you, though. Like
Yeah,
that, I think that's what they're trying to prove, is that, like, if you are a single traditional girl, there's not many like
not a
you,
lot
and
of
you
you.
should
Right.
very. If I were you, I would prize myself as way up here, because it's a rare thing today. Like, my girlfriend honestly does a lot of the traditional stuff, and I feel like I have a unicorn. I feel like I have somebody that's very rare, and it's very hard to find. And I hope that if you do find a guy, he treats you that way, because it's very rare to find that today.
Cool.
No.
I agree.
Well, so I wanted to just ask a little bit of controversial stuff.
Go for it.
So what do y'all think about body counts? I want to know, like, do you think that there's a certain number that's too high for women? Do you think that women should be able to sleep around a lot? Do you think that men should be able to sleep around a lot and have a lot of body counts? Or are you just like, everybody should just not sleep around? Everything should just be less?
I think the men create the body count for women because
Yeah.
they want to go around sleeping with everybody. We don't want to go around. I don't. It's nasty. It's nasty.
Y'all have to give it up in order for us to have it.
Yeah. It's
So
the
y'all make
consent.
y'all
But
own
y'all
body
have
count.
to manipulate us into
No,
giving
you
it up.
open your legs. That's not we see. You
Right.
see what I'm talking about?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
Oh,
You have to
stop.
give consent in the United
Yeah.
States, so it's really
yeah.
you
So
know.
you make your own body count.
Okay.
Hey,
But y'all don't contribute to it.
I'm gonna fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck. I mean, if you let me fuck, I'm gonna
If you
fuck.
allow me to,
But
yeah,
I'm
if
just
I'm
saying,
aroused, yeah,
if
of course, you know.
it's up to you. Do you want to have 50 bodies in 1 year? Do you want to have one?
Mhm.
A man can't just go around saying, I'm gonna fuck
Yeah,
50
you
women
can't.
this year. That's not how
That's
men.
not how it works.
We don't control that.
We don't.
We fuck what allows us to fuck. It's that simple.
I don't believe it.
Really? You and now if you talking about men that want to take it without consent 50
Right.
times in
Nah,
a year,
yeah,
go
nah,
ahead.
that's-
Well, no,
But-
not even.
No,
consent.
there's not no. Men are not just out here saying I want to fuck 50
Yeah,
women this
they
year
don't.
and it's guaranteed. Now if a woman, all she gotta do is just bump into a motherfucker and say, come on, and 99% of the men are gonna go.
Mhm.
So you know what I'm talking
no,
about.
I'm just saying.
it's
That's not true.
so. What do you think though?
Well,
How the hell-
say the question again.
Hey,
So like do you think that like the body counts are bad? Do you think men having high body count, women having high body count, do you think that's a bad thing? Who's causing it?
As a woman, I'm gonna act like a woman. I'm gonna act like a lady, and I'm not gonna be sleeping around in the street. I can't speak for every woman. I think if they want to mess around, if girl, boy wants to mess around, they want to go sleep with multiple people. I think that I don't judge them. I don't judge them. But as for myself, speaking on even my friend over there at the bar, I think she can agree that women shouldn't be sleeping around. I think for men, we prefer somebody that's
She tagged her
experienced
in.
though. I think definitely want somebody that's experienced, that's good in bed for sure. Though, like I think that for a guy, I think I'm not gonna judge him, but it better not be over like 100 body count or something like that.
Guys, look, y'all got a girl right here that's very traditional. You're gonna get all the DMs after this show. This is ridiculous. This is rare. Not so. This kind of goes back to an argument that I like to talk about a lot.
Yeah.
The chicken versus the egg. Which came first? Who caused everything to go out of sync? Was it the women or was it the men? Did the women go out and start sleeping around too much and causing everything to go the way it is, or was it the men being man hoes and going out there and making the women into these hoes? What? I'm gonna start with the guys this time. Austin, which one came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the women's fault? Like, did Eve eat the apple and that caused everything? What's going on here?
Women ask for what they have what they have today. Yeah. They didn't want to be traditional anymore. They want to fuck too. So now they got that. You deal with the consequence.
Okay, that's a good short answer that really just sums it all up. What do you
Yeah.
think, Rod?
I mean, I would say that just over a span of time and just history just shows us that women preserve their value. So we've come to a certain point in time now where everything has been liberated, and I mean that is a fact. And women have more options. They can choose whoever they want to sleep with. So it's really complicated, and I would say that men haven't really changed at all. I would say that it definitely was women that definitely was liberated, and they had more options to do more than what they wanted, so they explored, right? Just like we were arguing earlier, we can't lead the country, but they can definitely explore their sexuality and get around, and what, let me try this, let me try that. So at the end of the day, I would definitely say that over time, women did change. They got more liberated, and they explored and did a lot more, and they bit off more than they could chew.
Okay. Yeah. No. Well, this kind of leads into another thing. I want to know, based off of what we just talked about, who has more privilege in society? Do you